For those of you that doubt the effectiveness of chainmail during the medieval times, or even times after that, you're going to change your mind after this story. Back in 2018, a LARPer, or a live action role player, would attend an event that involved live action role playing. After the event was over, they would need to get back home using modern transportation. And in doing so, they decided to take off most of their equipment and put it in their bag, with the exception of the tunic, pants, and the chainmail that they were wearing. Before going home, the LARPer, who we are going to call Jenny, decided to meet up with several people from her group from the event earlier in that day. While on her bus ride, she noticed this guy who was just staring at her, kind of menacingly, and she made note of him and didn't really think anything of it on the bus because it was surrounded with other people who were bearing witness to this. But she got to her destination of where she was meeting her friends, and she got off the bus very swiftly. While at the place that she was going to meet her group of friends, she noticed that very same guy who was staring at her on the bus walking towards her. And she decided to back against the wall to make room for him on the sidewalk to pass, but he actually opted to walk up directly to her. And when he got about 3 inches from her face, he pulled out a knife and said, "Give me your wallet and give me your bag." Her immediate reaction to him walking up and pulling out a knife and demanding her wallet and bag was to immediately pull out her wallet and hand it to him to avoid some sort of confrontation. But she also stated that all that was in her bag was items from the LARPing event that she was at, which was a foam sword and a shield, and not really anything of value. This statement about the contents of her bag seemed to only aggravate the assailant to where he decided to stab her several times before ripping the bag off her shoulder and taking off in the opposite direction. Jenny's immediate reaction to this was, "You got stabbed, you got stabbed, you got stabbed." And one of her friends was shaking her, trying to get her to snap out of this. And immediately after she came to her senses, she immediately went to one of the hospitals that was nearby. After she arrived at the hospital and it was examined, it was discovered that she only had a couple of pretty bad bruises and some minor cuts. If it hadn't been for the chainmail that she was wearing, she would have been killed over a bag full of costumes, a wallet that had about 150 pounds in it, and about a 10-year-old phone.